Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Random Reads. This is your host. So, in my hand, I have The Diary of a Young Girl by Anna Frank. So, on page number 2, there is an entry on Saturday, 20th June 1942. So, this is the first time I'm actually reading this book. And I started to read it yesterday and I wanted to share with you this portion myself. Anna Frank on 20th June 1942, Saturday, writes that I have not returned for a few days because I wanted first of all to think about my diary. It's an odd idea for someone like me to keep a diary. Not only because I have never done so before, but because it seems to me that either I, nor for that matter anyone else, will be interested in the talks of 13-year-old schoolgirl. Still, what does that matter? I want to write. But more than that, I want to bring out all kinds of things that lie buried deep in my heart. There is a saying that paper is more patient than man. It came back to me on one of my slightly melancholy days while I sat chin in hand because too bored and limp even to make up my mind whether to go out or stay at home. Yes, there is no doubt that paper is patient, and as I don't intend to show this cardboard covered notebook bearing the proud name of diary to anyone unless I find a real friend, boy or girl, probably nobody cares. And now I come to the root of the matter, the reason for my starting a diary. It is that I have no such real friend. Let me put this more clearly, since no one will believe that a girl of 13 feels herself quite alone in the world, nor is it so. I have darling parents and a sister of 16. I know about 30 people whom one might call friends. I have strings of boyfriends, anxious to catch a glimpse of me and who, failingly that, peep at me through the mirrors in class. I have relations, aunts and uncles, who are darlings too. A good home. No, I don't seem to lack anything. But it's the same with all my friends, just fun and joking. Nothing more. But it's the same with all my friends, just fun and joking, nothing more. I can never bring myself to talk of anything outside the common ground. We don't seem to be able to get any closer. That is the root of the trouble. Perhaps I lack confidence, but anyway, there it is. A stubborn fact, and I don't seem to be able to do anything about it. Hence, this diary. In order to enhance my mind's eye the picture of the friend for whom I have waited so long, I don't want to set down a series of bold facts in a diary, like most people do, but I want this diary itself to be my friend, and I shall call my friend Kitty. No one will grasp what I am talking about if I begin my letters to Kitty, just out of the blue. So, I will start by sketching in brief the story of my life. My father was 36 when he married my mother, who was then 25. My sister Margaret was born in 1926 in Frankton, Maine. I followed on June 12, 1929. And as we are Jewish, and we immigrated to Holland in 1933, where my father was appointed managing director of Travis and V. This firm is in close relationship with the firm of Coland and Co. in the same building, of which my father is a partner. The rest of our family, however, felt the impact of Hitler's anti-Jewish laws, so life was filled with anxiety. In 1938, after the pogroms, my two uncles, my mother's brothers, escaped to the USA. My old grandmother came to us. She was 73. After May 1940, good times rapidly flew. First the war, then the capitulations, followed by the arrival of Germans, which in when the sufferings of all Jews really began. Anti-Jewish decrees followed each other in quick succession. Jews must wear a yellow star. Jews must hand in their bicycles. Jews are banned from trains and are forbidden to drive. Jews are only allowed to do this shopping between Jews are only allowed to do their shopping between 3 and 5 o'clock, and then only in shops which bear the placard Jewish shop. Jews must be indoors by 8 o'clock and cannot sit in their own gardens after that hour. Jews are forbidden to visit theaters, cinemas, and other places of entertainment. Jews may not take part in public sports. Swimming baths, tennis courts, hockey fields, and other sport grounds are all prohibited to them. Jews may not visit Christians. Jews may not go to Jewish schools. Jews must go to Jewish schools, and many more restrictions of a similar kind. So, reading this, I just felt like how lucky we are. Just let me repeat you a sentence. Jews must be indoors by 8 o'clock and cannot even sit in their own gardens. So they had no right to be sitting watching the stars, listening to cricket, feeling that cold breeze. They had no rights to those things, even if those things were just in front of their house. Just imagine yourself in this condition, not being able to go into your balcony after 8 o'clock, not being able to walk to your garden after 7 or anything like that. It's like you have everything, but you are left with nothing, because we lose things when tiny things are taken from us, like they're not allowed to bicycle, they're not allowed to take the trains, but we on the other hands have a lot of things that we take for granted. So I think we should be careful about what we have, and we should really enjoy them. We should find happiness in small things. So let me continue. So we could not do this and were forbidden to do that. But life went on in spite of it all. Zopi used to say to me, "You are scared to do anything because it may be forbidden." Our freedom was strictly limited, yet things were still bearable. Granny died in January 1942. No one will ever know how much she is present in our thoughts and how much I love her still. I feel it, right? Like when we lose someone, and it's easier to say that this is natural thing, it's gonna happen, you'll grow out of it. And we might. I've lost very close people to me, and I know we might grow, but there's still gonna be, like in the end, like when someone dies, when someone goes to heaven, you don't actually miss their presence, you actually feel their absence. When you feel that absence, that's when it really hurts you. And I know all of you can even feel that we all have someone in our thoughts, and and I'm glad that our minds are engineered in a way that we can feel those pains and feel those people around us. Okay, so Anna writes, in 1934, I went to school at the Montessori kindergarten and continued there. It was at the end of the school year. I was in Form 6B. When I had to say goodbye to Miss K, we both wept. It was very sad. In 1941, I went with my sister Margaret to the Jewish secondary school. she into the fourth form and I into the first. So far, everything is alright with the four of us, and here I come to the present time. So this is for today. Sorry. So this is for today. This is really has made me a bit emotional because it shows clearly like we take everything for granted because we have everything at our hands, online, old, and everything. You can get anything at your home, but still, how sad is it that in the past every lot of people were deprived of basic things that was even theirs, right? So I like to end it here, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Thank you for listening. So there are actually some reflections that I want to give. It's about writing. So I do even write sometimes. That's one of my job as a professional. But what I have found out is that like no, all of us have a way to express ourselves. Some of us do it by talking. Some of us do it in painting. Some of us do it in writing. Do it through writing. Okay. So I think it's what Anna writes is, in her context, she feels like there are only people with whom she can have fun with, have joy with, but she lacks real friends, someone whom she discusses her life or discusses about her dreams, discusses about a color, discusses about a leaf, discusses about soul and aim. All she is trying to say is that she has people around her, but still she feels lonely. She feels like a person is missing with whom she could trust and so say everything. A real friend, as we might say today. So this is very, very the context is very correct in modern world, because we might have friends of 1,000. We might have 1,000 friends in our Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere, but still we feel lonely deep down inside us, right? That is the truth, and we all have been there. So instead of letting that loneliness get into us, we should actually start expressing ourselves, and best way is to do it through diary or through Instagram captions, right? The old has changed, but still, like if you don't want people to see it, you can just create a page and just start writing on those pages, right? Or you can create a blog, you can create a vlog, and you can start expressing yourself. The main reason, like, do you remember how our parents used to come back home, and most of the time they would come up like, why are you using phones, right? We're together, why are you using phones? And I never actually I used to feel like you were out all day, I was here, I felt bored. Now I actually never realized why using phones in their presence was such a bad thing until I grew up. Now I am adult, I go out for a job and I go around, see places, and but I don't have, and but when I come home, I live with younger people, right? Sisters and younger brothers and younger sisters, and they haven't reached this level in life. And when I come back, there are some things that I want to share, but I have no one to tell to, and it really gets me inside, right? Like it's typically like कस्तो छ भन्दाखेरि सुन्ने सुन्ने भयो मन आवाज बनिदियो भन्दा ठ्याक्कै यो फ्रेज त मलाई एकदम हुन्छ कि हैन, लाइक कति कुरा भन्न सक्यो तर भन्नु कसलाई हैन. And but what I do is like I started these sessions for that reason, because I have a lot to say inside me. I just wanted to share it. Like अनि अब आएर चाहिँ मलाई त्यो कुरा फिल हुन्छ कि बाबा मम्मीले त्यति बेला फोन नचलाएर कुरा गर न भनेर जुन भन्नुहुन्थ्यो नि हैन, अब अहिले चाहिँ त्यो कुराले मलाई छुन्छ कि हैन. सो त्यही भएर फोन चलाम हैन, बट घर आइसकेपछि why don't we give some time to the family? And it's very easy, like you can just go and ask them के भयो आज, and but when someone comes and tries to tell you about their day, you must actually listen to them, right? Be a friend, be a person that they can talk to. So first thing, start writing a diary. If you think that's a big leap in your life, then you can start with writing captions in the Instagrams, or writing up stories, or if you want to do it more secretly, then you can do it through blogs. अब ब्लग पनि सुरु गर्न गाह्रो हुन्छ भने यु क्यान, अब भ्लग गर्दा नि हुन्छ होइन, तर दुवै गाह्रो लाग्छ भने चाहिँ एउटा इन्स्टाग्राममा कि त ट्विटरमा कि त रेडिट जता पनि यु क्यान ओपन अ पेज एन्ड यु क्यान सेयर सम इन्साइट्स द्याट यु लर्न टुडे. एन्ड what it actually helps is like it helps bring similar mindset of people around you, and त्यसपछि you can talk to them more, right? And you can share your things with them. You can build up new people, new family, the people. And it's important to understand that सबैजनाले त्यो सबै कुरा चाहिँ हाम्रो पर्सपेक्टिभले हेर्दैन पनि हैन. Not everyone is going to be able to understand it, and what we find funny, like something happened in my office, I find it funny, might not be important for others because they already have tons of shit going around with them. अब आजकलको स्टुडेन्टलाई त कस्तो छ भन्दाखेरि मेरो भाइ र बहिनीलाई हेर्नु नि बिहान पढाइको टेन्सन, कोभिड सिजन, स्टडिज एन्ड एभ्रिथिङ. अब त्यसपछि where they do everything, they cook and they look after cleaning, or everything they do it हैन. अनि त्यसपछि अरू के प्रब्लम छ भन्दाखेरि अब पब्जी खेल्नै पर्यो है, किनभने उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ हेबिट भइसकेको छ, त्यो गर्न नपाउँदाखेरि के मिसिङ भए जस्तो हुन्छ है. पब्जी खेल्नु पनि किन पर्यो भन्दा उनीहरूको साथी त्यहाँ छ नि त. अब उनीहरूको एज र मेरो एज त फरक छ. अब दे आर नट गोइङ टु सेयर एभ्रिथिङ विथ मी. अनि त्यसपछि अब तर उनीहरूको साथीहरूसँग त उसले गर्छ नि त होइन. त्यसपछि अब उनीहरूले कुरा गरेर सबै सकिसकेको हुन्छ, तर अब सबैजना कन्भर्सेसनमा गुड हुन्छ भन्ने नि हुँदैन होइन. द्याट्स अल. रिपिटेडली फेरि एउटै कुरा निस्किन थाल्यो होइन. अब एना फ्र्याङ्कको चाहिँ हामी डायरी पढ्दैछ अहिले, अनि आइएम गोइङ टु सेयर मोर एब्स्ट्र्याक्ट्स फ्रम इट बिकज आई फाउन्ड इट रियली गुड. किनभने यो चाहिँ मलाई कस्तो लाग्यो भन्दाखेरि गुड त लाग्यो होइन, तर कहिलेकाहीँ स्याड बनाउँछ, कहिलेकाहीँ ह्याप्पी बनाउँछ क्या. अनि इट इज अ टिपिकल रिप्रेजेन्टेसन, लिटरल रिप्रेजेन्टेसन अफ लाइफ के यो किताब चाहिँ होइन. धेरै कुरा सेयर गरेको छु उसले. अब 13 इयर ओल्ड गर्ल नै अब साथी रियल लाइफको कुराहरू यस्तो लेखेकोमा नै मलाई त वाउ लागिसक्यो होइन. यो चाहिँ सेकेन्ड पेजमा थियो. सो आई विल बी रिडिङ मोर. अनि as I said earlier, there are group discussions coming on. So you guys like, share, comment, and please do subscribe and listen to us. We have started this initiation to encourage you to read more books. We hope that through these talks, through these small sessions, you understand the value of what you are actually missing in your life, and we hope we will help you to find the right books for you. So we're going to be covering tons of books. So that's all for today. Have a great day ahead, or the ones who's listening at the night, have a good night and sweet dreams. Bye bye.